In this video, we are going to use the Daffy scripts to deploy an OpenShfift cluster to Azure and configure OpenShfift container storage. We begin by setting up our environment variables with the necessary information for our Azure account and the OpenShfift cluster configuration. We now run the build script passing in our environment file. The Daffy scripts will first run a set of pre-checks to ensure success. Among other things, the scripts will check to ensure the Azure account has the necessary permissions, all the required quota is available, and the DNS zone is configured properly. Only after all pre-checks have passed will the scripts proceed with the next step. Next, the scripts will prepare the Bastion host for installation by updating the operating system, installing the OpenShfift installer, creating SSH keys, and preparing the input files. The scripts are designed to work specifically with the Bastion host that has nothing more than the Ubuntu 20.04 operating system preloaded. Once the Bastion machine has been fully configured, the OpenShfift installer will proceed with an IPI install of OpenShfift. At this point, the OpenShfift installer is doing the work. It's important that you don't close your session window until the script completes. The scripts are designed to inform you of what is happening during the installation. There is quite a lot going on under the covers here, so at a high level, here's what's happening. The OpenShfift installer will create a Bootstrap virtual machine to kick off the install. Once the Bootstrap is fully configured, the Bootstrap virtual machine will then create 3 master nodes as the control plane. At this point, a handoff occurs, and control is given to the masters. The masters will then create and configure the worker nodes. In total, 10 virtual machines were created during this install process. The sole purpose of the Bootstrap machine is to create the masters and kick the install off. Once the masters are created, you'll see in the output of the script that the Bootstrap machine gets removed. This is normal. Once the installer completes the installation of the cluster, the scripts can be configured to deploy NFS or OpenShfift container storage. In this example, we set the OCS container storage environment variable flag to true. So the Daffy scripts will install the OpenShfift container storage operator and configure a storage cluster. Here's a visual of what our storage cluster looks like with our cluster. OpenShfift container storage is just one of the many storage options available, but seems to be a common request. To install storage, you simply set the flag in the environment variable when you run the script. Now that the script is completed, we have all the information we need to access our cluster. Next, we're going to use the Daffy scripts to install the Cloud Pak For Data control plane. We first need to add some additional information to our environment file. This is the same environment file we used to install OpenShfift in the previous step. We need to add the CP4D version variable and give it the value of the version we want to install. We're now ready to run the build script from within the CP4D directory, passing in the environment file we just modified. This will begin the installation. The installation process usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to complete. It's important that you keep your terminal session open during this process. When complete, the Daffy scripts will provide you with the URL to the CP4D console and the necessary credentials to log into your dashboard. Lastly, we'll use the Daffy scripts to install Cloud Pak For Data services. We will again modify the environment file with the necessary information to install the Cloud Pak For Data service. In our example, we are installing the Watson Knowledge Catalog service. To do that, we're going to add a variable called CP4D enable service WKC and set that to the value of true. To perform the installation of the CP4D service, we're going to run the services script from the CP4D directory, passing in the same environment file. The Daffy script will source the catalog, install the operator, and will usually complete within a few minutes. It's the OpenShfift operator that will actually perform the installation of the CP4D service. The amount of time it takes the operator to perform the install varies by the type of service you're installing. In our example, we are installing the Watson Knowledge Catalog service, which can take a few hours to install. The service script has a number of flags that can be used to check the status of the installation. To see a list of all the commands, you can run the script with the --help flag. Here we are showing you the status of the WKC installation.